Perfect. We are recording. So let's pray, Lord, guys. Oh, Jesus, we just thank you. Thank you for each of these people that are on here tonight. Lord, we just are so blessed with the opportunity that you have laid in our laps called Plexus, and we do not take that for granted one little minute. Lord, we know that Plexus has brought us together, but you link us for eternity, and so we are so thankful for you who loves us in spite of our mistakes, in spite of our flaws, Lord. We especially lift up our precious Jana and Amber right now and their families, Lord. We just pray, Father, that that you would go before them in this hard time, Lord, that you would just heal their hearts, that you would use us as friends and family to be the instrument to be walking with them through this hard time. Lord, I thank you that we don't have to do this alone. Lord, I pray that that you would heal all of us, Lord, in this time that we hurt. Lord, I pray for Kristine as she shares fabulous things with us tonight. Lord, let her words fall on our ears, that we would just take them to heart and that we would grow. Lord, I pray especially just for this team. I pray for favor for our teams, Lord, that you would just show us goodness and that we would bring honor and glory to you in all of our words and all our actions. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So, y'all, this is just an honor for me. I'm just sitting here staring at my sweet friend, Kristine Weyher. It is, it would seem like it might be an accident that I get to introduce her, but let me just tell you guys, I've known Kristine. We accidentally met as teachers at a workshop probably more than 2 years ago, and I knew the minute that I met this gal that she was something special. She was doing Plexus, and I hadn't even barely started Plexus yet, but I have watched her since day one, and she has inspired me professionally. And I mean that as an educator and as a Plexus ambassador. And she inspires me personally as well. She is a rock star in everything possible. And she means the world to me. And like I said, she is an inspiration. She is wise in this business, and we are going to learn so very much. And so it is an honor and a privilege to have her here tonight. You guys get out your pencil and paper, because you are not going to even be writing fast enough to gather all the information that we're going to learn from her. So, Miss Kristine, welcome to the Slim Sisters.
Well, it's such a privilege to be here with all of you guys, and I am just going to do a disclaimer before I even get started. That I am completely consumed with passion and belief for this company and our products and the opportunity that we have with Plexus. And so I need to tell you guys that I get kind of excited and I get really enthusiastic. And so just don't mind me. In spite of my passion, my belief, I hope that you're inspired and not scared away by all the things that I'm going to tell you tonight. I want to start by telling you just a little bit about my story, since I've never been on a team call for you guys before. A lot of you probably don't know me or anything about me. But I joined Plexus on March the 4th, 2014. I signed up for the discount. I was a secret Plexus ambassador, and I had actually reached out to my friend Janet, who was a high school friend of mine and had been posting on Facebook. I watched her for 2 months. I reached out and asked her about the products, and here's what I was looking for: weight loss. I had no idea there was anything else. And Cherry's already shut me off. I'm just totally kidding her. And I was just signing up for the discount. I have been a lifetime Weight Watcher. I hit goal weight in Weight Watchers back in college and have continued to count points and do crazy stuff most of my adult life. I became a Weight Watchers leader even just to maintain my weight and really have to check in on that scale once a week. And I have to tell you all, if you've done Weight Watchers, you're going to totally understand what I'm getting ready to say. It is consuming to your entire existence to be a part of this point counting system they have. It completely works. So you won't hear me bashing it, but it made me focus 100% on food at all times. I just could not quit thinking about food and what my next meal was going to be and how many points that I needed for that chocolate cake that I was going to have at the wedding on Saturday. And so I just was looking for a better way, an easier way to lose weight, maintain it, And I was hoping that I was going to find it with Plexus, but I was a huge skeptic. I mean, I really just didn't think it was going to work. So I told Janet, I'm going to sign up for the discount because I love stuff that's cheap, love a sale, love all that kind of stuff, but I'm not sharing this on Facebook. It's not going to happen. So that's exactly what I did. I signed up, just not believing that it was really going to work, and even more determined that I wasn't going to tell anybody I was doing it. I told my best friend Kelly, who was an Emerald ambassador, I told her, hey, Kelly, I'm going to sign up for Plexus. I want to do it for the discount. And she told me I was stupid. Those were her exact words. She said, you're stupid for doing that. It's not going to work, and you're never going to be successful at it. You already know how to do Weight Watchers. That's crazy for you to do that. But guess what? I did it anyway, and I signed up, and I was on Facebook 7 days in. Didn't really notice anything going on. I noticed that my hip and my knee discomfort had kind of resolved, but that's it. I didn't really notice that I was sleeping better because I hadn't paid attention. I thought this was weight loss, not health. So I wasn't really looking for anything else. I knew my scale hadn't moved. I took before pictures and I weighed myself, but I didn't measure. And so day 7 rolls around. I'm up early before my family. I'm on Facebook. I'm scrolling, and I see this friend of mine. He was actually a husband of one of my teacher friends who has been posting for like 4 months that he's losing weight. He's lost like 30 pounds. He looks awesome, but he's never said what he's doing. Well, on my day 7, he announces he's doing Plexus. And we have like, I don't know, a couple hundred mutual friends. And this is what y'all don't know about me, but I'm like super competitive. And I was like, oh, he's not going to be signing up my people. Like, if somebody gets to help people on weight loss journey, it's going to be me. I'm doing this. So I went into my bathroom and I put on the same clothes I took my pictures in. And I took pictures and I compared those pictures on day 7, and I could see that things were already starting to happen, even though they weren't showing up on my scale. And y'all, that's all it took for me. I literally was like, okay, I believe. Like, I believe. I'm going to get over my skeptical behavior, and I'm going to post on Facebook. And I made a side-by-side. That was back in the good old days when you didn't have to have it compliance approved. And I posted, and I spent the entire weekend responding to messages, because here is the truth. If you know nothing else, know this. People need what we have. But what's funny is they need it for more than weight loss, and they just don't know what they don't know, just like I did it. And so I just started getting a ton of customers. And, you know, my dream when I signed up, I told Janet, you know, if I ever tell anybody about it, my dream would be that I would be able to pay for my own products. And guys, 2 weeks of sharing, I made $354 on my first check, and I was just completely sold 100%. And since then, my health is completely resolved. I have not been to the doctor in almost 3 years. I had horrible health issues where I was literally going to the doctor every other month. I was on antibiotics all the time. And I was on prescription medicine to control my blood pressure, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm telling you right now, my health has never been better. I'm 45 years old, and I literally feel better than I did when I was in my 20s. So there's the health journey piece of this all. And yes, I did lose weight. I lost 2 sizes. But I'm telling you, that's been like the smallest victory of all, because my health is so much more important than the size that I wear, and I had to get over that very quickly. So obviously, I told you I've posted on Facebook, I shared on Facebook, and that is how I built my business. 95% of my business has been built on Facebook. To this day, I was a kindergarten teacher, very, very passionate about education. I wrote my own curriculum. I'm nationally board certified. Like, I loved teaching. And when I met Terry, I was a silver ambassador. I was getting ready to go gold, but I was silver when I met Terry, and we were at this workshop, and we had to like make this little sign. I remember this little sign about ourselves. It told what we were passionate about. And mind you guys, this is like 3.5 months into my journey, and mine was all about Plexus. Like, I just was completely sold out from the beginning. And, you know, this is summertime, and I'm like, you know what? I have 3 months that I can work this business, that I can really do something with this opportunity that at that time I had realized that this is God given to me. And that's exactly what I did. I went gold 3.5 months in. I went senior gold 2 months later. And then I kind of got to a position or a point where I was not stuck, but I was slowing down. Like, my momentum wasn't there. And that's about the time I went to Leaders Retreat. And that just fueled my fire. And if I say nothing else that you guys grab onto this. You need to be at events. When people tell you that leaders are born at events, that's not like just a lie or just like a phrase. It's like the truth. My belief is what was born at Leaders Retreat. My belief in myself and in my dreams. I already believed in the company. I already believed in the products. But I didn't believe that I could make this really happen until I was at Leaders Retreat and had this pivotal conversation with Sonia Dudley. I was senior gold at the time, and she literally said to me these words. I was introduced to her by my friend Chris McCall, and he said to her, you know, that this is one of our rock stars, Kristine. She wants to be a diamond with Plexus, all this stuff. And she grabbed a hold of me. She's wearing a chicken suit, by the way, because she was dressed up for Halloween. She grabs a hold of me and she said, Chris McCall tells me that you are a rock star and that you want to be a diamond with Plexus. And I was like, I just was totally starstruck. And I was like, well, I'm not a rock star. You know, I just really love Plexus. And she said, either you are a rock star or you're not a rock star. But if you don't know that you are one, then you're not going to be a diamond with Plexus. And I went, something just flipped with me. And I went, I'm going to be a diamond with Plexus. I'm a rock star and I'm going to be a diamond with Plexus. And those words came right out of my mouth. And she said, you know what? I believe you. And I'm going to watch you on this journey. And I'm going to cheer you on all the way till you get to be a diamond. And that night I went back to my hotel room and the Sonia Dudley, who happens to be one of my dearest friends now, had friend requested little old me and has cheered me on the entire journey. And that's kind of like where it all happened. I came home from Leaders Retreat and I got on Facebook. I made a video actually on YouTube, and I got on Facebook with that YouTube video. And I told everybody, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. That's my goal. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. And Plexus is how I'm going to do it. And at this time, my best friend, who's called me stupid, was still silver. And she was him-hawing around in her business. She wasn't taking it seriously. She was waiting for me to quit. And I said to her, you know, I'm going to leave teaching. So you can either get on board or you can keep teaching forever, but I'm leaving teaching. I'm going to be home with my kids. That's what I'm doing. And she knows me well enough to know when I draw my line in the sand, like it's on. Like I don't change my mind. Like it's going to happen. My husband thought I was completely insane. I am pretty much, if by definition, I'm an introverted person. I can be extroverted. Most people are surprised to find that out, but I love alone time. I like small groups of people. I recharge after big events for like several days. I'm not just super outgoing. I am not pushy. I don't know how to sell anything. All of the things that people think that you have to be, I'm not any of those things. I don't have a big network. I don't like talking to people like strangers in public. All of those things that people think, I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, or I might be successful. I'm all of the things that they say you have to do. I'm all not those things. So, you know, I went on Facebook and I declared it. My principal called me in her office the next day. She's not even on Facebook, y'all. Somebody went and tattled to her. And she calls me in her office and she says, I hear you made a Facebook video or a YouTube video and you said you want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, you can't do that. We cannot lose you in education. That would be a travesty. And I said, you know what, Karen? I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom because my kids are only little for so long. And at that time I had a 16 or 15-year-old. And I said, you know, I've got a couple of years left with Catherine. I'm going to make this happen. And so that's exactly what I did. I just skyrocketed right then. I drew my line, senior gold ambassador at Leaders Retreat. I went Ruby 2 months later. 2 months later after that, I went senior Ruby. And 2 months after that, I went emerald. I was emerald by the end of April 2015. 13 months in, I was like, I am doing this because I'm walking away at the end of the school year. My husband, his famous last words were this to me in October when I made that video. He said, you know what? Very flippantly, I might add, very flippantly said to me, well, if you can go emerald, then you can quit teaching. I went, all righty, it's on. He didn't believe that. He didn't believe it would happen. It's not because he didn't believe in me. It's because he believed this was too good to be true. But you know what? He knows it isn't now because he's an emerald ambassador himself. So he knows it is not too good to be true. We live this incredible, crazy life. So I walked away from teaching June the 1st, 2015. My best friend stayed a whole nother year to teach because she had not worked her business. It was so hard on us. We had team taught kindergarten together for 7 years, and so that was really hard to leave her behind. But you know what? I worked both of our businesses while she worked kindergarten, and I retired her in May of 2016. So I went diamond exactly 24 months from my start of Plexus, and my best friend, it took her 25 months to go emerald, but she will tell you this, it was worth every single bit of it. And it's not about the speed in which you succeed. It's about your determination to succeed. So you've got to quit comparing your journey to people. I think that is one of the things that held her back in the beginning, because I went so quickly, and it took me 3.5 months to go gold. It took her 9 months to go gold. But you know what? She'd tell you today that she learned a lot about herself during that time. And so since then, you know, I've gone diamond, my best friend's gone emerald, my husband's gone emerald, and my childhood best friend, who joined me 10 months after I started my journey, is also an emerald ambassador. And so, like, my entire life has changed. My freedom is the true benefit that I find in this business. You know, everybody's like, oh, you can buy this and you can buy that. But you know what? This is what money buys me. It buys me time freedom, the ability to be where I am needed, when I am needed with my family. I do not miss my girls' parties anymore. I do not miss their activities. I'm signed up to go to BizTown, which is this really cool thing that we have with Junior Achievement. I'm signed up to go with her in March on her field trip, and I missed my oldest daughter. I missed her BizTown because I didn't have a personal day to take as a teacher. And I am not missing Emma's. I'm going on March the 9th. You guys can mark that on your calendar and celebrate with me. Oh, it's the stay home mom victory that I had so dreamed about. And just the ability to take my kids and do things that I've never been able to afford before. They're in private school now. And I took them to Hawaii with us last year because we both got a guest because both of us are jewels, and we're taking them again this year. You know what? It's just those freedoms, the ability to make memories with your family because you're present, that I wouldn't trade anything for. It's not the money, it's not the prestige, it's not the rank, it's the freedom that I have to be with my family. And this is the other thing, to live life giving abundantly. I'm getting ready to start my own ministry. I know Terry has this incredible orphan ministry that she does. I claim the same verse, James 1:27, and I'm getting ready to start a widow's ministry in my church. And I'm telling you, there is no greater privilege than being able to give back to your community when you have succeeded. So I would just tell you, every single person that's listening, you have the ability to change lives. Do not waste that. Do not ever doubt yourself. God has placed you on this mission field in life, to change people's lives with our products, with our opportunity, and with your talents that He personally designed you to have and to use for His glory. And I would just encourage you that you should never take that for granted. Don't doubt yourself another day. Believe that you are able. Because here's the truth. If you don't write anything else down, write this down. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And so you've been called. That's why you're here. He's qualified you. You're able. Now you just have to go and do it and make it happen, and don't quit until you get there. So I planned this whole massive training for you guys about overcoming the fear of rejection. We're going to do a little of that. But I know that you guys have sent some questions in. And so this is what I told Terry. I really want to meet you guys where you are. The questions that were submitted are some of my biggest passions, so they mesh really well. We'll still talk about overcoming the fear of rejection, but I'm going to let Terry just kind of Q&A me tonight. And if you guys have other questions that you didn't send in, you can put it down in the chat, and hopefully we'll have time to get to that. I want to just pour into you guys, inspire you, and invest a little bit of time in you. It's a rare opportunity to get to train people that are not on my team. See, they just think I'm no big deal, and they've already heard all this. So they're like, yeah, it's her same old spiel. But you are getting to hear me for the first time. So I'm feeling very passionate and very excited. Okay, Terry, hit me.
Awesome. You guys, did I not tell you? Holy smokes. Keep writing. I feel like we could just say amen and pass the offering plate and we'd be done. But we got a lot more excellent questions. So, all right. So here we go. Question number 1 says, what is your main DMO? What is something that you do every day or nearly every day to keep your business booming?
Well, this is going to sound real simple to some of y'all, but I'm going to be real honest with you. I pray every single day for my business, and I pray every single day for my team, and I pray this specific prayer. There's nothing magic about it. But this is what I pray. I pray that God would send the people that need our opportunity and need our products to me and to my team. But here's the key, that when he sends those people, that we would recognize them not as strangers, but as blessings that he sent for us, and that we would be bold in sharing what they have come to hear. Because I think so often we pray, hey, God, send me some ambassadors, or send me some customers, or send me some people. But then he sends them to us, and we think they're strangers at Walmart. We think that they're just regular people interacting with us on Facebook. We think they're our friends and family, and we don't realize that God is literally placing these people. He's hand delivering them to us, and we're doing nothing with it. So every day, I pray that prayer, and I have seen my team's business and my business just explode with growth, because we have stopped being fearful of the people that God sends us, and instead we've embraced them. And just, not everybody does it, not every single time, but I'm telling you, it's been a huge change for us. So I would tell you that's the most important thing that I do every single day.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. Could you tell us some ways that you do follow-up? Do you have a system or a routine, or, I don't know, a notebook or a box with cards in it? How do you handle follow-up?
Well, if you're wanting a system, you're probably talking to the wrong girl. My system is Facebook Messenger, and it's not very effective, so please don't follow me. I do have a planner. I'm going to confess to y'all, and you can judge me, and I don't even need to know if you do. That's fine. I have a planner, and I wrote in it for the first time today in 2017. So, not a person that writes down everything. I'm not a person that has a card system or has a checklist. I have a Frank's list, but that's not the way that I do it. Here's what I think is important about follow-up. It's not the system you have. Is your system effective? So you have to find the system that's right for you. My system works great for me. I want to talk to you about how I follow up. I did a whole training for my team yesterday on this, and it has been really well received. So I want to talk to you guys about follow-up. I think there's a huge misconception about follow-up. Everybody thinks, okay, follow-up is when I reach out to a potential and I present the opportunity or products, or I cold message them, then I'm going to reach back out to them and I'm going to check on them, or I'm going to follow up. Everybody thinks that's follow-up. Well, that is follow-up, but that's only a piece of it. And so I want to talk to you about the other part of follow-up in just a second. So here's the thing. Everybody asks, well, how do you follow up? How do you know how often to follow up? Do you follow up, once a week, once a month, once a year? How often do you follow up? And I'm going to tell you this. It depends on the person. I am a relationship builder. It's relationships is the reason that I'm in this business. It's the reason why I've thrived in the business. It's the reason that it's just priceless to me. All of the friendships and relationships that I've created, but also that I've restored through this business. And so I would tell you this, in following up with people, in my opinion, and everything I say tonight is just my opinion, it's so much more important that you build a foundational relationship with people than it is that you get them to sign up as a customer right away. You get them to sign up as an ambassador right away. Because you want a foundational relationship so that you can support them, you can encourage them through highs and lows. And if you don't have that relationship, they're not going to share their lows with you. People just don't do that. You've got to have that trust built. And so when I follow up with people, usually it's not even about Plexus in the beginning. It's just like, hey, how are you? I was thinking about you. Or I noticed that Johnny is made the football team, and that's so awesome. And I can't wait to watch, all the pictures that you're going to be posting about him. Or, hey, I saw that your mom was in town. I hope you guys had a great visit. Whatever it is, it's a relational type communication that I'm doing. And then what always seems to happen just through that is Plexus will come up. And that's the point that I'm really comfortable in sharing. I'll say, hey, you know, have you ever tried Plexus? And then that opens the conversation for why they have or why they haven't, or if they want to, or how they can get a sample or whatever. And we have those conversations. And I'm going to tell you what I learned from Tamara Holloway, and it has been instrumental in my business and my team's business. And that is, when you follow up about Plexus with somebody, you need to be educating them. You need to be pricking their heart through your follow-up. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say Betty is your friend, and you know that Betty's husband has diabetes, and you know that Slim can help with that. When you follow up with her, you're going to talk about Slim and how it regulates blood sugar. You're going to prick her heart. You're going to make her realize that this is not just for anybody, it's for her, it's for her husband, it's for her family. So you're going to educate her on the benefits of Slim so that she now has something to grab onto. She has a nugget of information to chew on, okay? Then you're going to send her like Ame Darling's triplex and opportunity video. The next time you follow up and say, hey, I stumbled across this video. I thought that you would find it so interesting. Listen to what Ame Darling tells us about blood sugar regulation in this video. So you're constantly educating people as you follow up with them, okay? So there's the follow-up. How often you do it depends on your relationship with the person and their interest level. I don't believe in following up like every day or even every week, because I think people then go, oh my gosh, this woman is like a salesperson. She wants my money. So we have to avoid people feeling that way. And I talked about yesterday on my training, I talked about this, what I call the circle of death. And it's that circle that comes down when you type a little message, and it comes down and it stops there. And the conversation just ends, right? It just stops. There's no more conversation because they don't ever respond to you. And you're waiting, like, when is this person going to respond to me? You've even asked them a question like, are you interested in trying Plexus? And nothing happens. It just stops. And so this is what I tell you. You don't give up on those people. You message them back and you say, hey, I hope I didn't offend you by sending you information about Plexus. It's my passion. It's changed thousands of lives. You know, if I offended you, would you please let me know so I can apologize? 90%, y'all, 90% of the people that receive that message are going to respond to you and say, oh my gosh, I've been busy, or of course I want information, or I've already tried Plexus, or I'm already ordering it from this ambassador, or I'm already an ambassador myself, or whatever. But they will respond if you will use the, oh my gosh, I hope I have not offended you. And I always approach it that way because I don't want to offend people with my passion. But that's a chance that we take, right? So that's how you get people to interact with you on your follow-up messages. Okay, but that's what all the things I've just told you about follow-up is about this much of it. Let me tell you what I think the biggest part of follow-up is. It's got nothing to do with potentials. It has to do with the people that you've invited on this journey. It has to do with the ambassadors you've signed up who are not business builders, but they order their products faithfully, and your customers. And this is what I want to encourage you guys to think about. Your discount ambassadors, those people that just signed up for the discount, are really your customers, okay? Because they're not making money in the business. So they're a customer of yours. And if you are not following up with them and your customers, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to quit ordering the products because they're not feeling supported on the journey. So we can't just like say, okay, we signed them up, awesome. They've got an auto ship in place. It's coming every month. We have to check in on them. How often? Depends on the person. Newbies that I sign up, I check on every week. So like I just signed an ambassador last week. I checked on her today because today is her day 3, and I'm going to check on her again in 4 more days. So I check on them weekly, my newbies, okay? Somebody who is a preferred customer or somebody who's been my ambassador for a long time, I'm going to check on them monthly and make sure, hey, they're doing well. When we come up with new products, I'm going to send them a message and say, hey, we just came out with this awesome new energy supplement. It's called Edge. These are all the things that it does. You should totally try it. It's awesome. Okay, you constantly need to be checking up on those people so that they know that you still care about them. Because I think what happens sometimes they're like, well, that was cool. I just signed up for the discount and now I'm nobody to her. Like, she doesn't need me anymore. So we have to make sure that we are following up. Attrition is a real thing. And I'll be honest and tell you, I'd never really even heard that word before network marketing. That's not something we talk about in kindergarten. Nobody talks about attrition. We don't lose children in kindergarten. They don't sign off and go somewhere else. So it's not something I'd ever dealt with in my other life, you know? And attrition is a real thing. How do you stop attrition? You can't stop it, but you can prevent people from feeling disconnected by making sure that they are connected, making sure that you have an ongoing relationship with them and you're following up with them and checking on their journey to support them. We have invited people to come on a journey. So it's our responsibility to make sure that they are encouraged on the journey. So that's a whole bunch of follow-up information, but those are the things that have made a huge impact on me and on my team. And so I just felt passionate about sharing that with you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Good thing we never lost any kindergartners, huh? Yeah. That's a good day when you don't lose a kindergartner. You may have talked about this already. I know you have, but just one more question about this. It says, when someone tells you no, how long do you wait before asking again?
Well, it depends on how they told me no. And I would be honest in telling you that no never means no. It always means not now. Don't ever cross somebody off your list. I don't care if they say, no, don't ever contact me again. You still don't cross them off the list. I would encourage you to make the little note beside their name. But you are not going to cross them off, because this is the truth, okay? People's life situations change every day. And because somebody told you no 6 months ago does not mean in 6 months, when their husband loses their job, when they lose their job, when their child gets ready to go to college, when their kid signs up for competitive soccer and they need money, that is not going to change for them. So I would just say, first of all, don't lose heart when people tell you no. And when we talk about the fear of rejection a little bit, I'll talk to you about why that isn't personal, why the no isn't personal. But it depends on how they told you no. If they just said, hey, now is not a good time, I would wait until we had a special, until we introduced a new product, and then I would reach out. So I can't give you a set time because it depends on that. If they just said, I'm not interested, then I would wait a while, like a couple of months, and I would reach out later and say, hey, I know you told me that you were not interested in Plexus, but I wanted to share with you that, this video came out and it really reminded me of you. Okay. Diamond documentaries are so good for pricking people's heart, for making them see the vision of our company, especially if you think that they need the opportunity. And let's get real, most people do need the opportunity. Okay. So send diamond documentaries that you think would speak to that person. Okay. If somebody tells you, and this is a huge objection that we get all the time, I don't have the money. If somebody tells you I don't have the money, Kristine Weyher has 14 cents in her checking account when she signed up for $34.95 would be a great diamond documentary to send to them. What are they going to say? Well, I only have 13 cents. They're probably not going to say that. So it shows them that there's hope, that they could do this. But I definitely wouldn't cram it down their throat, because all you're doing when you follow up with people that have said no is you're just turning them completely off to it. So give them some space, give them some time, pray about it, check back in with them in a couple months.
This is good. How do you approach extended family members? I don't want to come across pushy, but I know they need it. Kind of fun.
Well, isn't it true that family is the hardest? I would say yes. Just based on my personal experience, it is definitely the hardest. So my husband's entire family, who lives in Michigan, basically won't speak to me about Plexus. In fact, I went almost 2 years without talking to my sister-in-law because she thought I had literally gone off the deep end. Like I was waiting for the paddy wagon to show up in my yard and pick me up, take me to a padded room, because I was certain that she had called them. She actually has a master's degree in marketing and is a highly successful businesswoman. And I think watching me market products on Facebook was just more than she could quite handle. She doesn't think she needs the products because she's one of those really skinny, annoying people that wears like a size 2 dripping wet, and you just can't stand her because she eats candy bars. And, it's one of those people. And she doesn't think she needs the products because she doesn't realize they're for health, just like I didn't. it's funny. I'm going to just share this crazy story with y'all. You don't even know me, but I'm going to share it with you. I'm super transparent. I probably should have said it at the beginning. So my stepfather-in-law is a diabetic, and he messaged me about 6 months into my journey and asked me about the Slim and said, hey, I think I want to try the Slim for my, diabetes. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So he ordered as customer, took the Slim for 1 month, completely changed his readings. Okay, his blood sugar readings, completely changed his life. He actually went down an entire belt size, like all the notches on the belt in 1 month. 1 month. And then you know what happened? He quit taking the products after 1 month. He just quit. And I'm all finished. I thought it would change my life. I have totally different readings and I've lost a belt size, but I don't think Plexus is for me. Why do I tell you this story? Because y'all, you will never convince anyone of something that they are so determined to misunderstand. They are determined to misunderstand you. And so family is the hardest. How do I get to my family? I don't know. Maybe y'all could tell me how to get to them, because I haven't been able to be successful with my husband's family. They will not listen. They were not in support of me leaving my teaching job. They didn't want me to quit teaching. They were like, how can you quit teaching? You have a degree in that. Well, what am I doing right here? I'm still teaching. I'm just not singing songs and talking in an elf voice anymore. I'm still teaching. I'm just teaching adults. And so they couldn't get past it. They kept asking me about my retirement. I'm like, y'all don't understand. I don't need my retirement. It was like $1.280. I don't need it anymore. I have Plexus. I have Plexus freedom. I don't need it. So I'm telling you that it's hard. Family's hard. The way that you will prove it to them is by being consistent, by not backing down, by continuing to be passionate even when they think you're crazy. It's the way I had won over my best friend. It's the way I won over my husband. I saw somebody say about your own kids. Well, I have a 10-year-old and a 17-year-old, or almost 17-year-old. She turns 17 next week. So, I don't know what to tell you other than just the consistency of it. I have a lot of ambassadors whose adult children have not boarded the train. You just won't convince people that are determined to misunderstand. And so I know it's hard because you really want your family on board. You want them on board because you want them to support you, because the products can change their life. But they're really no different than anyone else. So don't get caught up. Keep doing your thing and don't worry about what they're doing. That's my advice to you.
That's excellent advice. I love that about your stepfather-in-law. Quite a story there. I know. I have with a sister.
Insanity.
Okay. When someone for months and months and months keep telling you that they are ready to order, you help them get it all set up, on and on and on, and then they never hit the submit button. What do you do, and how do you handle that?
Well, let me tell you, there's a reason that they're not joining you or not ordering. And you know what it is? Well, of course you don't know what it is, because if you knew what it was, you would have already taken care of it, right? So you have to meet the objection. How are you going to do that? You have to find out what the objection is. So we all have these people. My favorite is like, I'm signing up tomorrow. Well, I have to wait till payday. I'm signing up after payday. Well, I have to wait for my taxes. I'm signing up next year. I'm going to sign up in the year 2020. I mean, they make excuses. They put you off. You guys are laughing, but it's so true. You have people like this. I do. They keep telling me they're going to join. They've been telling me since March the 4th, 2014, they're signing up. They've watched me go diamond, walk away from my career. I have 2 free Lexuses. They watched me go to Hawaii, and they still haven't signed up. And I'm like, what's the deal? So here's how you figure this out. You ask them. I know that sounds really simple, but this is how you're going to ask them. Write this down. It works. Hey, Betty, I know that we've talked about you signing up for Plexus, and you just haven't pulled that trigger yet. So I was wondering, what is holding you back? Those are the key words. What is holding you back? It's not threatening. It's pretty non-threatening. But when they tell you what's holding them back, then you can go, boom, I know how to meet that objection. If they say money, you're going to tell them how they're going to make money quickly, how they're going to get to silver. If they tell you, well, I just don't know what the products do, or I'm not sure about these ingredients. Can you tell me about the chromium and slim? Can can you tell me about X Factor? Does it have folic acid in it, or is that folate? See, they have all these questions that they're never going to ask you. They just sit over there and don't make a decision because they don't know how to phrase it, or they're just scared to ask you. Or they're thinking, well, how much is it, like, really, like, every month? Like, what's your monthly cost? Do you, like, have to pay a website fee? Oh, well, I'm just worried about keeping inventory, and I don't really have time to host parties. People sit around and think about the days. Now, I'm 45, so I'm going to really date myself. The days of when your mom had those little books and she put them in the little plastic sleeve, Avon lady, and walked door to door hanging them on people. That's what they think we do. Boxes and boxes of stuff stacked up to the ceiling. And we're hosting a party where we're having to make food and clean our house once a week. They don't get that we don't do any of that mess. If y'all do that, stop it. You don't do that with Plexus. You have a website. You send them to the website. You don't have to do all of this crazy stuff. You do not have to keep inventory. I do not keep inventory. I never have. I never will. That's the whole reason I signed up was, well, after I signed up and realized what the freedom was and decided to do the businesses, because I thought, this is crazy. They're going to ship the stuff to people and I don't even have to take care of that. I don't have to have any money exchange. I don't have to keep track of the taxes on it. I don't want to do that. That is not what I want to do. It's not freedom for me. And so, yeah, I mean, you just have to meet the objection that they have. For a lot of people, those are the objections that we don't even know that they have because we didn't ask them. So what is holding you back? That's the question. They're going to tell you, and now you have a discussion with them and close the deal.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, next question says, what are some super motivating incentives or contests that you do for your team?
Well, I told you before, I'm competitive, right? And I love to give gifts. Like, it's my love language, gift giving is. So I kind of feel like that's what I do with my team. So I really do spoil my team a lot. I give gifts for every occasion to my leaders. But I also do team contests, and there's a couple of different schools of thought with that in Plexus, and so I don't want to step on any toes. I have no idea what your leaders do, but I do monthly contests for my team, and I'm going to be real honest and transparent with you guys and tell you I don't do leveled contests. A lot of people do that where they'll have like, this is for my levels 1 through 3 or my 1 through 4. I don't do that on my team page. Every contest I run is for every single person on my team. Yes, that even means level 14s that I don't get paid on, because this is my ministry. That's what God placed me in Plexus to do, is to minister to people. And so I don't level out people. Anybody can win my contests. And that's just how I do it. I'm literally duplicating my leaders, Chris and Susie McCall. That's how they do it. And that's just how I've always done it. And let me tell you a couple of the things I've given away. I've given away an iPad multiple different times. I love teaks. If you guys do not have teak shoes, the guys are not interested in teak shoes. But I'm telling you, they rock for women. Okay, teaks are awesome. I do Kendra Scott jewelry. My team is personally highly motivated by purses. I know that sounds really random, but I give away Kate Spade purses and Michael Kors purses and Coach purses all the time to my team, because that's really, really motivating to them. I have a jackpot going on right now where we're getting $1 for every team member added, and then I'll double it at some point, and I'll write a check to somebody. Last year, probably the biggest incentive I've ever done and truly the most meaningful was my team kept saying, if we could win one thing, it would be one-on-one time with you. Like, that's what we want, one-on-one time. And so I flew 4 people in from all over the country to spend a weekend with me and my best friend here. And I paid for part of their airline tickets, their hotel, all their meals, everything we did. And I spent the entire weekend with them. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to have impact with people, the way you do it is by giving your time. Am I telling you that all you guys should start flying your people in? No, I'm not saying that. You have to be at a certain point to be able to afford that. I did that after. It was kind of my celebration of going diamond. I did that for my team. And I've done a rock star retreat for my team where it was for my rubies and up, and we went to Dallas for the weekend, and I spoiled them rotten, and I bought them gifts and paid for their meals, and we had time together. time is a huge thing. So if you can't afford to get people to you, I would encourage you to like give Zoom time away to them, or, you know, schedule a call with them. I think that one-on-one is probably the biggest incentive that I've ever done. You can give them stuff all the time, but really what they want is you. They want your time, and they want your love, and they want your support. And so those are definitely the incentives that have worked well for my team. And I will probably always do monthly contests because I am personally motivated by contests. Nobody does contests for me anymore, but I was highly motivated in the beginning by them. And I love to win. Oh, I should have said, I'm a red personality. If you guys didn't pick up on that, I am very competitive. I very much want to win. And I mostly compete with myself. So it's good that I don't have a contest to win, but I definitely provide that for my my team. So
okay,
there you go.
Will you expand a little bit more? Okay, this was my question. So I'm going to, since I have the microphone, I'm going to ask a little more. So when you say your monthly contest, are they contests as far as who signs the most ambassadors? Is it PV? Is it watch a video? What kind of things is it?
I have done lots of different ones. I tend to mix it up. It's my teaching background. I know Terry will relate. You have to hit all learning styles. So I do different things at all times. I have, you know, I do the ones where the most ambassadors, I've done that before. What I find though with those kind of contests is that you are literally eliminating about 80% of your team when you say, I'm going to give this away to the person that sponsors the most, because 80% of the people in your organization are going to say, I'll never win. So they just give up. So I don't do those very often because I just think I'm eliminating and unmotivating people by doing that. So instead I'll do contests and say, you get an entry for every ambassador that you add. I've done silver contests where you can earn this prize if you go silver this month, which is very motivating. And I've done highest PV. I haven't done that in a long time. I recognize highest PV, but I haven't done a contest for highest PV in a while. I've done, this is a question that she's going to ask me, but I'll go ahead and jump in now and say, I have done white line contests. And so I don't focus a lot on white lines because I feel like they're white lines for a reason. They made the decision to stop doing it, but I still reach out to my personal ambassadors that have gone white. And if you don't know what a white line means, it means that they haven't ordered and they're not active. So when I do white line contests for my team, it's how many people can you bring back that will order, turn their AQ on, and get to $100 in PV that month. And so last month, this is the best white line contest I have ever done, bar none. I did a huge white line contest. We brought back, I don't even know, probably 60 people. It was crazy. And this is what I gave away. 2 Kate Spade purses, exact same purse. And I said, a white line is going to win. Guaranteed to win, a white line is going to win. And whoever their sponsor is going to win the matching purse. So I drew, the white line got the purse, and the sponsor got the other purse. And it was huge for my team. So do I spend a lot of time? I'm just jumping ahead to her question.
That's the next one. That's great.
I don't spend a lot of time trying to bring these people back because they've made a commitment and then they have decided they don't want to do it. But I do reach out to them from time to time, and I will do contests for people because I think that it gets my team interacting with their white lines. And I've seen some great success. I have some people that I could have given up on, and I'm so glad I didn't because they're now working the business, and they were a white line. I had a gal, this is crazy. I had a gal that signed up, and she was my Facebook friend from when I was a Weight Watchers leader, and she joined me. I've never even met her in person to this day. She signed up. She went white like probably 3 months in, and I've just kept a relationship with her. I didn't follow up about Plexus. I just would interact with her about her daughter and gymnastics and just, you know, the relationship thing. And about 6 months, 7 months later, she messaged me and she said, I messaged her and I said, hey, Jen, I noticed you ordered the last 2 months. I didn't know you wanted to come back, but that's awesome. She's like, yeah, I've already lost 40 pounds. 40 pounds! This woman has now lost 72 pounds. Here's the shocker. She went white again. She's a white line again. She lost 72 pounds on Plexus. So you'll bring them back, they'll disappear, but they can always come back again. And so my advice is to not concentrate a lot of time on it, but concentrate a little bit of time, because you just never know when somebody's going to finally see the vision, either with the product or the opportunity.
Okay.
I see we have questions down here.
That's a follow-up question. It says, when you do the white line contest, do you require them to remain active for a certain amount of time, or just for that month? Do you put
just that month, but I require AQ on. Every contest that I run, that's a very important key. Every contest that I run, you cannot win my contest if you do not have your $100 in PV and your AQ on. If those two things are not met, I know it's not a company requirement, but it's my requirement, then I don't see that as a committed business builder, and so you're not going to win my contests. The other thing that I do, I want to talk to you guys about, because this has really been huge for my team, with consistency, I do what is called an early qual contest every month. So early qualification, getting people qualified at the beginning. And I've had a couple of people ask me, like, well, why is it important for somebody to get qualified at the beginning of the month? It's priorities, okay? It's kind of like when you pay your tithe, you take the top 10% off and you pay it, okay? It's a priority. And so for me, you are dedicated to the business when you say, you know what, it's not if I have enough money on the 26th that I'm going to order my products. I'm going to order my products. And so, it took us several months because a lot of people like had their auto ship done for the 26th, and they had to push it back like a week to get it up to the front of the month. But to me, there should be no one qualifying after the 15th that's a business builder, because we get paid by Plexus on the 15th. So everyone should be, that's a business builder, that's serious about their business, they should be qualified by the 15th. And my team knows they're rewarded for getting qualified by the 5th or 6th. I switch every month. But this month, I had more people qualify than I've ever had qualify for their early qualification. And there's different prizes every month. I always do 2 because I have a really big team. This month I did a whole bag of Slim and Slim sample cards, and I had 2 winners. Sometimes I do like a business pack where they'll get like catalogs and samples and a bag and different things. And then other times I'll do like a product giveaway. I'm going to give away 2 bottles of Block or Edge or whatever. It's different every time. One month I did Plexus bling hats and sticks of Slim in a little case so that they could go build their business. It's always business related, but it's been so successful on my team. I can't even tell you. We started it in June, and just watching like how people have learned to do that, it's awesome, because now people are like, yeah, Plexus is my priority. It is a priority, and I'm going to get qualified. And so that's just what we do on my team. I call us an early qualification team. So I was kind of off subject, but it's awesome. Important.
That's brilliant. I like it. Okay. How do you expand your circle when you feel that it is all dried up?
Oh my gosh, y'all, this is my pet peeve. Okay, let me tell you. I like when I come close because I'm very serious. Okay, so let me tell you why this is my pet peeve. I don't have people on my team say this, and I'm not trying to offend you if you said it, because you didn't say it to me, so I don't know. But I literally am bothered when people say, my warm market is cold. That is not possible. You cannot have a cold, warm market. That's an oxymoron. Y'all, that can't happen. It's like saying I'm on fire in Antarctica. You cannot have that happen, okay? So don't say that anymore. You are literally destroying your belief in yourself by saying that. Your warm market is cold if you make it cold, okay? How do you make your warm market stay warm? Interaction, relationship building, but you know what else? Constantly adding to your circle of friends. There's a couple ways to do this. I'll tell you how I've done it. Been very successful doing it this way. You know that little scrolling bar in your Facebook that says people you may know or friends you may know? And it'll say like, you have 15 mutual friends. This is what some of you are doing. Well, I don't know who that person is. I don't know who they are. You just keep on going. Oh, no. Oh, you don't do that. You friend. If they look like they're an axe murderer or a crazy person, don't friend them. If they look like they just joined Facebook yesterday, don't friend them. If they don't have any friends. But if they look like a regular person and they're mutual friends with some of your friends, they're harmless, okay? Friend them, friend. Because you know what happens then? They start watching you. They start realizing this gal's, excited. She's passionate. She's this, she's that. I have a senior gold ambassador today on my team who I friended like that because she was mutual friends with friends from mine of high school, and I'd never seen her, known her, heard of her in my life, and I friended her. And you know what? She joined my team, and now we are like this, and she's a senior gold ambassador. So you have to keep adding to your market by doing that. Okay, that's one way. This is a brilliant way, and it's so brilliant, I can't even take credit for it. This is Airgaze. If you do not know Airgaze, she's a Sapphire Ambassador. This is how she built her warm market, and y'all, it's awesome. You need to do this. So think about something you're really passionate about, okay? I'm really passionate about education. So I have tons and tons of friends on Facebook that I've never met, but they're teachers, okay? How did I find them? Well, I have a teaching blog that is not been active since I quit teaching, but I have a teaching blog. And so I followed a lot of people when I was a teacher. So I went and friended them all on Facebook because that's my interest, okay? What did Airgay do? Airgay bought an Instapot, and she started cooking in it. And so she joined all these Instapot communities, and she started posting in those groups. And then when people would comment under her posts, what do you think she did? Friend, friend, friend. And then she started conversations with them, not about Plexus, just about whatever, Instapot, the weather, whatever. And she started building relationships. Now she started doing quilting. She's doing the same thing. She started getting in all these quilting groups. Y'all do not have to worry about me being in competition for quilting. I'm not going to be quilting, but that's awesome for her, okay? She loves to quilt. So now she has all these friends that she started making in the quilting community. If you like cars, go to a car site. If you like just random cooking or clean eating or running or exercise or whatever it is, you're going to go get in those groups on Facebook. It's free, and you're going to start interacting. Now, you don't just get in the group and then sit there. You go get in the group and then you interact with people. So I'm in several introverted groups. Is anybody shocked that I'm an introvert? I know you are. It's okay. I really am. So I'm in all these introverted groups now, and I'm starting to interact with all these introverts. So I'm telling you, I know that's an oxymoron too. What introvert's going to be in a social group? I don't know, but I'm in them. So you go find whatever you're interested in, and you friend people, and you make connections, and you build your warm market. And this is the truth. There are going to be people in your life, some of you probably already know this, I've experienced it so many times, that you thought were your real friends, that defriend you, that block you, that unfollow you, that leave your life. It's not about you. It's about them. They do not see themselves being successful doing what you're doing. It's their own lack of self-confidence or their own lack of vision. Or maybe they just think you've gone a wackadoodle. But they have left your life, and you cannot take that personally. So you're going to have openings on your friends list from those people. Fill them with people who love you and who want to support you and who want to engage with you on Facebook and in your life. Don't worry about the haters, the naysayers, the people that are leaving your life. Do this. Have a great life and keep praying for them. Bring some more people in that you can really impact their life and change their life by sharing Plexus with them. It really is the way that you continue to maintain a warm market. But for the love of Pete, quit saying that your warm market is cold. It's impossible. I still have people joining me who have been watching me for 3 years. My warm market will never be cold.
There you go. Cheers. All righty. I have a feeling this kind of goes along with this. Do you utilize garage sale sites, and could you tell us more about that?
Oh my gosh, it's a whole training on its own.
Yes.
I will tell you this. You guys are just getting to know the ins and outs of me tonight. I think it's awesome. So I would not be a diamond ambassador without garage sale sites. Let me explain what I mean by that. Very early on in my business, I made a declaration, if you will, to my best friend when she finally got on board. And she's originally from Alabama. And I said, you know what, Kelly, I want us to have teams in Alabama because I want us to go travel back to Alabama so you can see your family. I love the state of Alabama. I'm a huge Alabama football fan. And I thought, I just want to build teams there, so we can travel there. Well, she's from Alabama, so you would think that she would have her own teams there, right? But no, she doesn't. Lots of skeptical people in her life that live in Alabama. So what did I do? I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to get on some sites then. I'm going to go Google or on Facebook, I'm going to go search cities in Alabama. Okay, so like Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Fort Payne, Athens, different cities in Alabama, and I'm going to put in Athens garage sale or Athens yard sale. And then I'm going to go join the group. And then I'm going to turn off my location because nobody from Athens is going to want to order from somebody from Oklahoma, right? Because they think I'm a creeper or spammer or whatever, crazy person. So I just turn off my location. They don't know who I am or where I'm coming from. And I go post in the group. This is no lie, you guys. I have 3 teams in Alabama, 3 separate teams. I have a ruby leg. I have 2 gold legs. And they're all from garage sale sites. All of them came from garage sale sites. So how do you do that? Like, how do you go make that work? You build relationship with people. Okay, Gina, what do I post? Well, it's changed. I used to post side-by-sides, right? When you can still post side-by-sides now if you use compliant ones, but don't use the non-compliant ones. That's what I used to do. What I do now is I will post a trial pack giveaway. I will do a trial pack giveaway. And there's been some discussion. I just want to clear that up with anybody who's unsure about that. Y'all, we can give away trial packs. We can give away 7 days, 3 days, and sticks of Slim. That's totally fine. I actually have a letter from compliance stating that, okay? You can give those away. You cannot give away a bottle of Block, a bottle of Edge, a 30-day supply of, you can't do that. But trials are made for a trial. They're a sample pack. So you can give those away. I really train my team to sell them, to sell trial packs because people value things that they pay for, okay? But I don't think it hurts to give away a trial pack in a garage sale site every once in a while. Now, you're going to probably think I'm crazy, but you just have to trust me on it. And when I post a trial pack giveaway in a garage sale site and I get interaction, let's say I get sometimes I get upwards of 40 people that comment they want it. Sometimes it'll be 10. It just depends. But the point of that is really not to sign an ambassador or a customer. You guys are probably like, she is crazy. No, it's the point is to build my warm market. Because now I'm going to tell those people to friend me on Facebook, okay? They're going to friend me on Facebook, and now I'm going to start building a relationship with them. I just signed an ambassador last week who I friended from a garage sale site in Alabama 2 years ago. She was my customer. She got pregnant, and so then she wasn't my customer for a long time. We have been friends on Facebook for 2 years. I've never met her. She signed up as an ambassador last week. 2 years after we have started building a relationship. So garage sale sites are not like instant, but you really don't want them to be. You want to build that foundational relationship like we talked about in the beginning. You want them to get on your warm market, and you want them to start interacting with you, okay? Now, I know some of you are thinking this, and so we're just going to address it. You're thinking, I don't want some crazy person I don't know on my Facebook page. Guys, if you're posting from Oklahoma to Alabama, they're not going to come knock on your door. They're not going to drive to Oklahoma to see you, okay? Or Texas or wherever you live. They're not, okay? It's more of a concern if you're doing a local garage sale site than it is somebody that's way out of town. And I am not going to friend somebody and put them on my Facebook page if they don't look right, okay? If they look strange, and I will occasionally get these weird, no offense, guys, but guys messaging me and like, hey, baby, blah, blah. You know, you get that, and you just delete and block them, okay? I had some guy one time on an Alabama site, this is a true story, Alabama site tell me I look like a chicken bone in one of my pictures. And I thought, whatever, dude, I am not a chicken bone. So you're going to get people that are offensive on garage sale sites. You're going to get people that say that's a scam, that's a pyramid scheme, all that kind of stuff. You just have to not worry about them, and you just have to move on, because what you're doing is building a lifelong business, not something overnight. So I absolutely believe in garage sale sites. Make sure you read the rules. Don't go posting in ones that tell you can't post. Like if it says no weight loss or no MLMs, don't post in those. Go to the ones that say like no rule garage sale sites or no rules yard sale sites and post in those. Make sure your location is off. Be safe. Build relationships. That's what garage sale sites are for. I would not be a diamond without my garage sale sites, though. I wouldn't be. They have really, that's how I built my business in the beginning. And I now have teams all over the United States because of that.
Wow, that's exciting to hear. That's cool. Okay, we have 2 left real quick. If you guys, I know we've kind of gone over our time, but man, isn't this good stuff? So we're just thrilled to keep on going. So what is your procedure for boarding new ambassadors and getting them trained?
Well, when you say boarding, are you talking about the sign-up process?
I assume I think they're probably wanting to know more about how do you go about training your new ambassadors?
Okay, well, I have a couple of different things that I do. First of all, I really encourage, I don't do all of them myself. My team is almost 6,300 people. So I cannot possibly train all the new ambassadors by myself, but I try to get my leaders to duplicate down on this. And we really, really encourage a 3-way Zoom between their closest gem or jewel, the signing ambassador, and then their sponsor. And we do like a 30-minute intro training Zoom, okay? But I'm going to tell you this, and this is my opinion again, but I really think that the key to success with new ambassadors, yes, it's training, it's getting them started off right, it's getting them to make their first post, but what it really is, it's putting them into the key team page or pages, not 15, a couple, that will help them to build that community, that family relationship. Because if we are not putting people in a situation where they feel loved and cared about from the beginning and supported, they're not going to stick. And so what I have done for my team is I actually have a newbie page. It's called a newbie. It's called Newbies. And I put people in there, all levels, that are brand new ambassadors. And they stay in that group until they're gold. And it is a series of videos. It's all kinds of different testimonies. It is, I'll come on and do lives. Like I just did a live in there last week. And I do trainings in there. We do Silver and 7 in there. And it's just a situation where they literally have at their fingertips what they need to succeed. Now, if they are somebody who's going to take out of the gate, there's some fast start gold videos and information in there. They determine their pace, but it's right there for them. And then they have a place where they can come and ask questions if they don't know what to do. Or let's say their sponsor's brand new and she doesn't know or he doesn't know the answers to the questions. I also have product information for every one of our products in that newbie group, so that they have access to that when they start reaching out and building relationships with people and have questions. So those are the keys. To me, it is getting them connected to that team and making them feel a part of something bigger than themselves.
That is definitely the teacher coming out in you. I love it. Okay, last one, which is what we were going to talk about tonight. How do you overcome the fear of rejection?
Well, I think you have to take the you out of the fear. And I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain. I'm going to tell you a story, and this is a real life story, so bear with me. Kelly and I would occasionally go to breakfast on a Saturday morning. This is way back when we were teaching. We'd go to a restaurant and we would sit down for breakfast. And the waitress would come by every single time and she would say, "What can I get you to drink? Would you like coffee?" Every single time. And she would say to me, "Do you want coffee?" And I would say yes, because I love coffee. I love the taste of coffee. And she would look at Kelly and she would say, "Do you want coffee?" And Kelly would always say, "No, I don't drink coffee. No, thank you." And she would walk away. Now I want you to ask yourself this question logically. Do you think that waitress went in the back, sat down in the corner, started crying because Kelly rejected her, made her feel awful because she didn't want coffee? Heck no, that waitress did not think another thing about Kelly not wanting coffee. Do you know why? Because it wasn't about her. It was what she was offering. She was offering coffee and Kelly didn't want the coffee. Let me explain to you why Kelly didn't want it. Because she didn't understand that she would like coffee. She didn't know that coffee was delicious, that it was like the greatest thing on the earth. She didn't know that, and she wasn't open to understanding it. I'm trying to tell Kelly, coffee tastes delicious. You should totally do it. You've got to like put the cream in it, sugar in it. You've got to have the good stuff, but you should totally try coffee. And let me tell you, for years and years and years, we would go to breakfast and this would happen. So in the fall of 2015, Kelly and I went to a training here in Tulsa. Terry may have even been on it. We went, it was Celeste Gwynn and all these people. And we went to this little event and they had coffee. So I'm back at the back getting coffee. And I said, Kelly, she was freezing. I said, you need to just try it. She's like, I've tried it once. I don't like it. I don't want it. I'm like, let me just fix it for you and just try it. So I fixed Kelly a cup of coffee. I brought it to her. And do you know what happened? She freaking loved it. She drinks coffee every day now. It's her favorite thing. I don't even drink coffee every day. She drinks coffee every single day. It's her favorite thing to do in the morning. So I'm telling you this. This story is really about not fearing rejection because it's not based on what you are or who you are. People are not rejecting you when they tell you no about Plexus. They're rejecting Plexus because they are scared of it, because they're skeptical, because they don't know what they don't know, because they're not ready. Whatever the reasons are, they are rejecting Plexus, but they're not rejecting you. It isn't about you, or they're not joining you because you're not amazing. You are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. And so there's no reason they wouldn't want to join you, but they're scared of what you're offering them because they don't understand it. So there's two parts to this story. First of all, don't make the rejection about you. It's not about you. The second thing is, don't stop following up with people because you're scared that they're going to keep saying no. Kelly told me no for years. And I finally broke through, and then she's the biggest fan of coffee ever now. And she drinks it every day because she finally had a breakthrough. I finally offered her a sample of coffee, and she tried it and loved it. So the key is to provide information or a sample to people that keep telling you no, because eventually they'll come around. True story. I've gotten really bold in the last few months, and I messaged a whole bunch of people, 81 to be exact this week. And 4 of them, 2 of them are on my dream list. 4 people are receiving samples from me this week in the mail, and 2 of them are on my dream list because I finally got bold enough to say, why have you not tried Plexus? Let me send you a sample of it. And, one of them gave me an objection. I need my doctor to check the ingredients. I said, that's cool. I'll send you the ingredients. You can take it to your doctor. But this stuff changes lives. You should be taking it. You should be doing this. You need to trust me enough to know that I wouldn't put something awful in my body. And I haven't had any kind of medical issues or anything wrong in the last 3 years. And so being bold and understanding that people are going to reject what you're offering, know that, but know they're not rejecting you. So take the fear out of it and realize that it's okay. The second point on the fear of rejection, some of us beg people to do this business, or we beg people to try it, or we beg. You have to stop acting desperate. What we have with Plexus is incredible. It is literally like a diamond. It's that precious. What we have is the best comp plan, the best product, the best company, the best people. We have the best with Plexus, so we don't have to keep begging people to join us. I know it's easy for me to say as a diamond, especially if you're sitting there as an ambassador or silver ambassador and you're like, dude, I just want 3 people to join me. But you don't want to beg people to do it, because here's why. They'll never go all in with you if you've begged them to do it, if you've pleaded with them, please do this with me, please do this. No, you're going to simply say this with posture and belief. Stand up tall and mean it and say, we have the best comp plan. We have the best products. We have the best people. And I would be honored for you to join me, but I totally understand if you don't want to. I've got 10 more people down here that really want to hear about it. So if you're not interested, that's cool. I'll check on you later. I'm going to move on to the next person. It's okay to say that. In fact, that gives you the edge, right? Because we are not desperate in this business. We are not. We have a ground floor opportunity, ground floor, and we are going to succeed. We are a legacy company. And I can't even tell you, like, my love and my belief for this company, it grows every day. I don't know how it's going to be in a year from now, but I look at where I was last year as a sapphire, getting ready to go diamond. And I look at where I am today, and I'm telling you this, even with the back office stuff that we've had going on, shipping issues, different things, I've never wavered in my belief of this company. I am not going to start begging people to join me now. And don't you do it either. The people that recognize what we have are the people that are going to be your business builders, and those are the people that are going to stand on that stage with you as a diamond ambassador in this company.
Yes, 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 y'all. I told you that was amazing. Man, oh man. Thank you, Miss Kristine.
Of course.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna check. I don't think we have any other questions. We might have time if we, oh my goodness, it's, if anybody, we could have time maybe for one question. I know it's late. Maybe we should wrap it up. I think I'm gonna hit stop record. Any questions, y'all? We covered everything. I know, wasn't that great?